One of the ideas also behind BlackPool was to provide an exposure to all of those games, because as I was saying, they take a lot of time to play, and you might love gaming but might not have enough time to play all of them. But that's really interesting because the industry of the NFT is expanding a lot this year especially.
Thank you very much for taking the time and sit down with me today.
Thank you for having me.
Let's start very basic. Who are you and what do you do? Who do you work for?
Okay, so I am Lola and I work for BlackPool. I'm leading the vertical that's called Commit. It's a game on the Polygon blockchain, and yeah.
Okay, I think we still need to clarify a bit more. Like, besides buying and selling, how can you actually earn from NFTs? What does BlackPool do?
So I'm going to give you a little bit of background on BlackPool. It's a quantitative hedge fund based on solely NFTs, so on the blockchain, of course, and we focus mainly on NFTs that will bring yield, and those NFTs are used, for example, in gaming. So we have different verticals at BlackPool. For now, 3 active ones. One we just invested in, and we also have a little bit of the portfolio that's speculative NFTs like Ashmask and more art pieces. So how can you earn money? So those type of games are play to earn games. It means that you will use the NFTs in the game, and then if you win, depending on the actions that you do in the game, you can be ranked and you can be having player versus player, and you will have rewards, and those rewards then are what you earn. So if I take the example of Commit, for example, which is the vertical that I am leading, it's pixel art game. You play with spaceships, so you have different kinds of spaceships based on scarcity and collections, and there are stats. So the ships are based on scarcity. You have common, uncommon, rare, and mythic ships. You can either buy them directly, buy them by auction. And all the proceeds of the sales go back to the game, so to the players that play Commit. So that's the example for Commit. For example, for Sorare, it's a fantasy league football game, so it's a bit different. It's based on real players, which is actually the leading vertical at BlackPool, and also the original idea of BlackPool was based on. So it's a fantasy league football game, and you have cards also with scarcity, different scarcity of cards of players, and the performance of your card are based on the performance of the real player in life. So let's say if your player is playing a lot of games in a month or in a week, for example, then depending on how good the goals were or the pass were, then you will have a certain number of points. So you can arrange your own team of players and then compete in tournaments in Sorare, and then you earn ETH and you earn also other cards on Sorare. That's how you bring yield to BlackPool.
So how does BlackPool help with that? Say, I could also play Sorare myself. Where does BlackPool come into play?
So BlackPool tries to find the best managers of games, the best players, because it takes a lot of time. So for example, I play Comet, but I maybe won't have a lot of time to play with Sorare or Axie. So we try to get every best players in each game, and those players then they're managing the NFTs they are playing, and they also get the help of our data scientists and data analysts, who are building tools to help analyze all the performances and also make best strategic decision about which card is it better to buy, or which card we should sell, and they analyze the market and the flow prices and stuff like that.
Okay, thank you very much. Can you explain the connection of BlackPool to these games a bit more? say I'm rather new to NFTs but interested in those different games. How does it work and how to get involved?
One of the ideas also behind BlackPool was to provide an exposure to all of those games, because as I was saying, they take a lot of time to play, and you might love gaming but might not have enough time to play all of them. But that's really interesting because the industry of the NFT is like expanding a lot this year especially. So BlackPool is an NFT quantitative hedge fund, but it works as a DAO. So we are like open to all the contributors. And mainly if people are really big on one of the game, for example, that we still don't have as a vertical, we offer them to do an investment proposal or a grant proposal and go through the governance of BlackPool so that it can be analyzed by the team and then voted on by the community and the BlackPool token holders, so that it's like really decentralized decision. Then there are several ways to get involved with BlackPool. As I was saying, one of them would be to make an investment proposal. So build a solid proposal for BlackPool to invest in a game that will have some yield bearing. The other contribution is a grant proposal. So you are making a proposal and you would like to be a manager because you are an expert at one game. So it's a little bit more than just the investment proposal, because you offer yourself to be leading the vertical. We set up the BlackPool Lab. So this is through the BlackPool Lab that you can make the investment proposal, the grant proposal, and also some lab reports. So if you found the game interesting and then want to do a small report, you can go through the BlackPool Lab and then get it published on the blog, for example.
Okay, and just to clarify, I can use BlackPool without having to own any NFTs myself?
Yes. So yes, you can use BlackPool without owning yourself NFTs, because BlackPool will give you as I was saying, an exposure to all of the verticals. And by staking your BPT token, for example, you will get a percentage of all the rewards that are made inside every vertical.
Since we already mentioned it a bit and also have content on it on the channel here, can you tell us more about your vertical in Axie Infinity?
Yes. So yeah, Axie Infinity is like a really, really big deal at the moment, and we're really happy to have opened the Axie vertical, of course. So at BlackPool we also have a guild of players that's called the BlackPool Academy. And what we do, we offer scholarship to people in developing countries, for example, in Southeast Asia, the Philippines, in Indonesia, but also in Latin America, in Venezuela, for example. But most of our scholars are based in Philippines, where Axie Infinity is like really big at the moment. So how does it work? Because the cost of entry of Axie is like not so low. So, and for those people playing Axie a few hours a day, it's like 5, 6, 7 hours a day, make them earn more than what they would do in sometimes a week. So the scholarship works like this. We have a split of 70% for the scholars and 30% for BlackPool. So Axie, you have to read the Axie. So we read the Axies for the players. We open the account for them, and then we trust them with it's not rent, but there's a mechanism where they can play with our Axies. So that's how it is. And then there's the split of 70 and 30. And this has been life-changing for so many of them. And we have like a little less than 500 scholars right now, it's huge. And there's also our Discord, BlackPool Academy, specialized really for the academy, and I know there's more than 3,000 people on the waiting list, because since it boomed in last May, the demand has been like growing like crazy, and the returns have also been growing like crazy. So as of today, the guild is mainly playing on Axie. At Comet, I have between 6 and 3 of them with me also. So it's, they playing Axie and they also playing Comet. I know a few of them are playing Neon District, but it's a really small portion of the whole scholarships that we have. And we are also going to open the Guild of Guardians, and probably then we will have more opportunity for scholarship. But that's a game that will be released next year, so it's not yet ready. Yeah.
Is that a bit of an alpha leak, or does the public already know?
So yeah, we already invested in Guild of Guardians because you have to buy some guild, and then that you have to also buy heroes. So no, I think that the next sale will be the heroes in Guild of Guardians, and then when you have different elements, you will be able to craft special items in the game, and yeah, we would really love to talk to the creators of the game. I think there's a discussion about this where, since we own a guild now in Guild of Guardians, when it will go out and say yes, okay, so let's craft maybe BlackPool items or items branded with BlackPool. That would be cool, and I think it would be a nice idea.
Regarding scholarships, if someone watching is interested, can you tell us how to apply?
So since there's a lot of demands, there is a really procedural way to do it, and you have to go through BlackPool Academy Discord, and there you will meet the manager of the BlackPool Academies and the community manager, and I know there is like a form to fill in, and that's the only way to apply, because we receive a lot of demands in DMs on Twitter, on Telegram as well, but the only way to get an official application to BlackPool Academy will be through the Discord. So I'm going to send you the invitation link so people can, so it's easy to access.
Awesome. So we have BlackPool managing players, scholarships, assets, and you're playing yourself. What else does BlackPool do?
As I was mentioning before, we have data analysts and data scientists, and the goal is to have a lot of data analytics on all the verticals, on all the performance that we are, and also to build tools to help players, for first and foremost the managers of the vertical at BlackPool, but also the public, so the users of BlackPool, for example, to follow their performance and track their revenue, their assets and their revenue. So I will speak for my vertical, which is Comet, for example. Our data analyst has built an amazing tool. It's a schedule for the Comet, so you know exactly what time the Comet will pass by. And also we are thinking of having several layers on top of that. For example, if you connect to BlackPool with your Ethereum address and it detects that you have BlackPool tokens in your wallet, then you will have access to more advanced and premium tools that will help you a lot better in the game, in managing your assets in the game.
Okay, tell us the future of BlackPool. Is there any alpha to leak, something to share?
So after setting up the governance, we are thinking that there's no way we cannot introduce a little gamification to BlackPool, and we were thinking we are inspired by Stake.io, of course. So Stake.io is a decentralized exchange. It's a one-stop shop for your crypto, basically, and they did a really nice collection. Of NFT, a really nice collection of NFTs. And those NFTs are going to unlock special power inside the platform. So for example, if you are into strategies in Stake.io, maybe boost the APY on one of your strategy for a little while. So we are thinking of doing the same at BlackPool, because there are also going to be strategies for all the verticals and also per vertical.
That's already it. Thank you very much. Lastly, is there something you want to tell to my audience, or how they can find BlackPool?
Well, thank you for having me. It was really nice introducing you to BlackPool. You can find us at blackpool.finance, which is the main website. We also have a really nice blog with quality articles about what is BlackPool, We also put all the reports for different vertical weekly. So there are weekly reports for all the verticals, so you can track exactly what the performance were for a specific week. Then we also, you can reach out to us on Twitter at BlackPool HQ. And on Telegram, and of course on Discord. So I will give you the link for all of this.
Yep, that's it. Thank you.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, friends.